Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me again to this episode that we are doing each and every time. As you know, that at BNC International, we interviewing people globally, people that are entrepreneurs, people that are actually using their talents into making money, people that are turning their passion into business. So this is Mr. M DONGO, your international speaker, business coach, and consultant, the founder of the BNC International and the BNC TV. So today I'm so honored to be having the other guy that I was busy talking on on Facebook, Mr. Chris Williams. So he is here with us all the way from UAE, from Dubai, right? So thank you so much for joining me, Mr. William. How are you, Chris?
Dubai. I'm good. I've just been to the gym this morning. I had a few clients, so I started my day at 5 a.m. and I worked out as well. So it's 11 a.m. here in Dubai. And so far, I've walked the dog, I've had a few clients, I've trained, I've done cardio, I've had breakfast. So the day is still young and I'm ready to go and take on whatever the day throws. So thank you for having me on as well. I'm really excited and I'm ready to help other people if I can share my knowledge, my experience, and lead other people in that direction. I'm more than happy to do so.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell me, how is UAE today, and actually during this lockdown, how is it so far?
Well, the lockdown, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. So throughout this lockdown, the quarantine in Dubai, in all honesty, they kind of was very restricted. We weren't allowed out for 3 days. We'd allowed out once, and we'd have to have a permit to go to the doctors or to go shopping. And literally, the police were stopping people and finding people. So the restrictions were heavily in place, and people were following the guidelines. So around that time, obviously, we were all forced, like many other parts of the world, to kind of be at home. So I used it as an opportunity to take advantage of things that I wanted to do for a while. So, for example, I kitted out one of the rooms out in my office. I created a podcast studio, something that I wanted to do from the beginning of the year. And I finished writing a book. I started writing a book towards the end of last year. I put it on hold because business got really busy and I pushed it aside. And then I capitalized this time, 6 hours a day, every day I was typing away. I was finishing off the project I started. And now that book is in the hands of a publishing team and it should be on the shelves in a few weeks' time. And not only that, but it gave me a really good chance to see how much I rely on other people's businesses to support my own. So we had to innovate, we had to pivot, and we had to keep moving forward. And obviously, with the restrictions, all the gyms closed down, we had to come up with very kind of enjoyable, entertaining ways using very little equipment to stimulate muscle to burn fat. So we were coming up with great content. We were keeping clients moving. We were ensuring the clients were getting the support mentally as well as physically, because what we found is in this period, everyone was getting so anxious and so depressed and so stressed. So again, it was another lesson for me and another good learning experience to learn a little bit more about emotional intelligence, how to connect with people, how to talk, touch them levels, how to get them from where they are to where they want to be, both physically and mentally. So I'm really thankful for this period. I think this so far has been the best year I've ever had. And I think honestly, it's a lot of silver lining to come up with these situations. It just depends on how you look at it. Most people complain that they haven't got enough time to do certain things, like they haven't got enough time to work out, they haven't got enough time to exercise, they haven't got enough time to spend with their family. Well, now you have time because now you're at home and you can do all these things. So the saying goes, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And what I certainly experienced throughout my life is whenever we kind of focus on something, whenever we put our thoughts out there, whenever we wish for things, it comes to us, but it comes as an opportunity. It never comes on a silver platter. So in my opinion, this has been the opportunity most people have been waiting for. So obviously, I must just say, just to show I do have empathy, there are a lot of people dying, there are a lot of people infected. So, my blessing goes out to everybody else, and hope everybody's still feeling the momentum forward.
Yeah, yeah, and that's very, very true. You know, yes, yeah. A lot of people, they are actually focusing on the bad side of this COVID-19, forgetting that there is also another good side of it as well. Like, for example, a lot of businesses, they've been struggling to put people online, or to make online payments, or to do whatever, because people, they're not trusting that. But right now, with the COVID-19, you cannot do a business offline anymore, you know, so you have to be online, and for you to get whatever service it is that you really want, you have to get it online. Oh wow, that's so amazing. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about you and your business.
So I run a fitness company here in Dubai. I've been within the fitness industry for the last 12 years or 15 years actually. Obviously, I've helped hundreds of clients transform the way they look and the way they feel. I transformed myself going back 15 years ago. I've been competing as a bodybuilder and I won multiple titles. Mr. Wales, Mr. England, Mr. London. I've represented the UK at the World Championships.
Oh, wow.
You know, so I've met a lot of people. I've traveled the world. I've connected with so many like-minded people. I've transformed so many people from just general population to elite athletes. But it didn't come easy. There was times where I was embarrassed about the way I felt and how it made me feel. And I had to really take action on my goals. And from doing so, and from working with so many people, I've been able to help so many other people. So we run an online platform. So we coach clients globally, internationally. And what's kind of a little bit unique and different about us is we take a very holistic approach. So we don't bark orders. We work with our clients as teammates. So we understand their goals, we understand their obstacles, we understand their commitments and the commitment they're willing to put in. We understand their lifestyle, the foods they like, the foods they don't dislike. We understand their mentality, whether they have that discipline yet or it's something we need to work towards. We literally come to their level, we meet them there, and then we work gradually to bring them to ours. Now, if they come into a level that's close to ours, that's fine. But that means we can help anyone, and it's very versatile. Like I said, I'm very goal driven. Whatever I want to achieve, I can achieve.
Oh yes, yeah.
Whatever I set out to achieve, I've achieved, and that's in us all. I'm not different, but the only difference I have than a lot of people is I know I can do it, which gives me great confidence to take action. So these are some of the things we try to pass across to our clients, is not just sticking to the diet or sticking to the training, but the mindset. But what does happen is once you see how quick, like the human body is easy to change, right? You start following a diet and you start losing weight. It's recordable, it's measurable. So then what starts to happen is the consciousness expands and you start thinking, well, if I set this goal, I do this to achieve it, maybe I can achieve that. Maybe if I set this goal, and it's just this kind of like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the transformation inside and out.
Oh wow, wow. So how are you reaching out to the international markets as well? As for now, I'm still gonna go to what did this lockdown or what did this pandemic do to your business? But how are you reaching out to the international people, and also how are you surviving there in Dubai, especially as well during this lockdown as well?
So like I said, this lockdown created a lot of pivoting, a lot of looking at certain areas and where we need to, work on to scale, because let's be honest, I run a business and I want to scale. I'm not driven by money, but I'm driven by results and the formula of other people. So it's platforms. We put a lot of focus into creating an online awareness. So we're looking at YouTube, we're looking at Instagram, we're looking at Facebook, we're looking at all platforms. I've recently got into public speaking myself, so I'm on platforms speaking about different messages. Like I said, I just finished writing the book, and my entire book is all about allowing the feelings you have inside to come to fruition and to following your intuition and going after your goals. So this is another platform that's going to allow us to pass that message on. So it's just platforms. Something when it triggered my mind probably this time last year, and it was just platforms. Every platform that is available, we are going to take advantage of it, because we want to scale. Like whoever's watching, I want to help you I really do. I want you to invest in me. And that's not because I want your money. That's because I want you to believe in yourself and realize any goal you want, whether that's your body, your business, your relationship, your spiritual goals, whatever it may be, it's achievable. So we are broadcasting.
Wow, wow. Just to touch on what you just said right now, how do you see people like? I understand you are actually in the fitness industry. There are so many people like there are other busy people like myself, right? Who start their day early and end their day very late. They are always on the road. They are always traveling. And guess what? They might be focusing on money, 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 and for forgetting to balance their health. They forget to balance their spirituality. Forget to balance their relationship. So how can you balance all those things? Yeah. What's your thought in terms of balancing all the, because a complete human being is a complete human being who is healthy financially, who is healthy health-wise, who is healthy relationship-wise, who is healthy spiritual-wise. So how can you help with such things? Yeah. How do you deal with all the things?
That is a brilliant question, and it's quite ironic because I've been traveling a lot to different events all over the world, and I've met so many like-minded people that are driven, focused, ambitious, going to events full of entrepreneurs, business owners, and I see the same similarities in many people. I see one thing that's very common, or very, very common, sorry, is most people are unsatisfied. They chase in a goal, they're so focused on the future that they forget, or they don't even feel deserving to enjoy the present, let alone forget where they've been.
Yeah.
So, it's important to know where you've come from, where you are, and have confidence going forward. But where you're talking about there, I think it's the integrity. And that is the definition, I believe, of success. It's not about being extremely amazing at one thing and then sucking at everything else. That is not a successful person. A successful person is having everything in their life in order.
Yeah.
And how I combat that is, I believe in order to lead, we have to lead from the front and we have to lead by an example. So I'm living proof of that. I'm working on it consistently. My business is, I put a lot of time and effort to my business. I put a lot of time and effort into my training, into my nutrition, into my family, into my relationships, into my education, into my, meditation. So what I've learned to do for me, and I can only speak from my own personal experience and share that with others, is what we need to be is we need to become very hyper-focused, okay? But that means it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. We become so focused on the task at hand, we do it as the best of our ability, and then we focus on the next task. So for example, if you were putting, do you need to be putting in 5 hours in a day into the gym? No. You need to be putting in 45 minutes to an hour, but that 45 minutes to an hour needs to have 100% focus and dedication to that task. When you focus on your business, do you need to put in every single hour of the day? No, because that's being active and not proactive. You need to choose a time. Whatever you're doing in these segments of the day, you need to be 100% hyper-focused. If you're with your family, and this is what I try to, pass on to my clients, and I tell the people that come to me, is look, I'm not a 24/7 coach because I believe the power of now.
Yes.
And we should be present in the moment. We're connected. This is how I try to pass on to people, and especially the downside is we need to find a trigger point. Or sorry, the plus side is we need to find a trigger point. So for somebody who is so successfully driven and wants more money, which most people do, we need looking after the way they look and looking after the way they feel can relate to them earning more. So let me give you an example, right? Let's say we're in a business meeting and me and you are going into partnership. If I look at you and I think this guy doesn't pay attention to his nutrition or his health, he's not looking after his body, I know there's weakness in you. So I'm far less likely to partner with him because I'm thinking, if you show me vulnerability and weakness in that side of you, what happens when the business starts struggling or something else, a family issue comes in life? Are you going to be showing that vulnerability? Are you going to be backing off? So what I try to pass it to these business owners and entrepreneurs is, look, when you're looking good and you're confident, it's infectious. The people you meet, the people you see want to be a part of it. They want to know what that guy is doing. And how are you able to keep everything in order? Run a business, run a family, have a six-pack, be strong, be fit, have a good family life. How are you doing that?
Oh yeah.
Because what happens is, when somebody starts chasing that one thing, and we've all done it, I think a lot of us teachers, including yourself, we're very good at what we do. We do because we've been there and we've done the wrong things.
Yeah,
And we've
yeah,
learned
yeah,
right and
yeah.
wrong. So, nobody wants to be on top of that mountain on their own.
Oh yeah.
So nobody wants to be up on the top and be up there lonely. So what it's about is, understanding other things that are important in your life. And sometimes it's not about what you have, it's also about the people who are with you. So you have to keep everything important. And another thing, if you don't take care of the way you look and the way you feel, then you're certainly not going to be on this life for a long time.
Oh
You couldn't
yeah.
get potential out of your business or your career because it's going to be short-lived. So we need to start looking at things as an overall. You're only as strong as your weakest link. And if the one area is weak, I'm a big advocate in, if you find an area of weakness, your focus should be on making that a strength. If something is a strength, like for example, if your discipline is so strong, why do you need to read the book on discipline? If your time management, you need to focus on time management. But one more thing, just to answer your question, for a lot of people, and it's something that was brought to my attention today with myself, is investing in people. So, for example, having somebody design a nutrition plan for you, so you don't have to think about it. Having somebody cook the food for you, if it need be. Having somebody train you at the gym. Having somebody, so then you can all use your attention and focus to what's more valuable in bringing money in.
Oh yes,
For entrepreneurs and business owners, it all has to be rewarded in that sense.
Oh wow. Wow, you just mentioned a very important part there, especially around the delegation, right? Like don't be a jack of all trades. Don't do it all. Don't do everything, because that time you are busy wasting typing that email, or that time you are busy wasting trying to do things on your own. You could find somebody to actually do it for you, and you focus on what you do best and make more money. Wow, that's so amazing. And one more question. What's the importance of learning to adapt when the things change? For example, this lockdown that we are into right now, there are so many people that have closed their businesses. And there are so many people that started businesses. There are so many people that have pivoted all of their businesses so that they can adapt into these new things, the new reality right now. So, what's the importance of adapting? Like, regardless of me as a person adapting in different situations, or or me with my whole business, like actually restructuring, adapting into the current system. So, what's the importance of that? What's your views on that?
So it's very important because nobody likes change. And the human body and the human mind certainly doesn't like change. So we always try to latch onto a ledge of comfort. But the problem is, the world is changing and it's going to continue changing.
Yes.
Things change. I mean, every kind of century is going to be new evolution. So if you don't change with it, you're going to get left in the dust. So that's one thing that we have to adapt to change. Another thing is we have to look at stress as a precursor to adaptation, and adaptation as a precursor to growth. So I'll give you an example. The basic principle of overload with weights, okay? And this is what bodybuilding has done for me just incredibly, is changed my mind. It's allowed me to see different things. It taught me discipline. But like I said, the principle of overload. We lift the weight. If the weight is comfortable, your body doesn't adapt. It has no reason to. So what we do, we use a weight that's challenging, so we struggle in. And then what happens is our body, because it wants to be comfortable, adapts. It builds fibers, it
Oh,
builds strength
wow.
to make that movement
Wow.
easier. But if we don't make it hard again, we don't adapt again. So the adaptation is leading to growth. So having said that, whenever we look at a situation in life that is a stressful situation and a struggle situation, we know here we have an opportunity to adapt and we have an opportunity to grow. And why it's important? Because if you're not growing, you're dying. It's
Yes,
simple.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
grow, 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 and then you get to the point where you start die, 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 die. It's just how it is.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not growing your business, it's dying. If you're not growing your spirituality, it's dying. If you're not growing your physique, it's dying. If you're not growing your
Mm.
relationship, it's dying. So it's very important to adapt to situations because life throws curveballs. And by being multi-skilled, all these little adaptations we do, we learn to react to certain situations. So, for example, the entire world has been shut down. Okay, like you
Yes,
said,
yeah.
businesses are closed, people have left their bodies, you just get ridiculously out of shape. I'll be sat down in this chair for probably the next 9 hours. So unhealthy for my body. So I
Mm.
know I need to exercise. I know I need to exercise my mind. So the whole point is we need this adaptation. We need to get through the struggles and we need to seek the struggles to adapt. And these are all just lessons to learn from.
Wow.
If you look at most of the successful people, right, any person, they extract the lessons they learned. And like I said, life throws curveballs. So all these are lessons. The more lessons we have, whenever life throws another curveball, because let me just be honest, we can all say this, right? Let's
Yeah.
say the world goes back to normal, whatever normal was. Let's say this pandemic goes. Something like this is coming again. Of
Yes, yeah.
course,
Yeah.
it's going to come again. So when it does come again, the people who have adapted to it will have practice and know how to adapt again. The
Yes, yeah.
people who don't adapt and give up and throw the towel in are the same people that will crumble again.
Yes.
So there's an opportunity here to learn. And like I said, you got to look after your body for one. You know, you
Wow.
gotta you gotta exercise, especially now because everything is 2D. All this virtual kind of communication is over a platform, so we miss that interaction for one, which doesn't do our mind any good, to be honest. So we need
Oh,
to keep
yeah.
that active. And like I said, we sat down in the chair. So what happens is when I'm sat down in this chair the majority of the day, all my posterior chain, because my knees are bent, my hips are flexed,
Yeah.
they get tight. So what happens is then, when I get up and go to walk, all their muscles are tight. So it's putting my spine in a very vulnerable position, and the chances of me slipping discs and getting bad hips and bad knees increases. So exercise is so important now. You know, like the astronauts in space when they like go up for weeks or months on end, they have to exercise so hard every day to maintain these strengthening muscles because they're not using it. So if anybody is not using and they think they've adapted to the situation because they're working from home and sat down, you haven't adapted to the situation
Oh, yeah.
because you've gone from being so functional and moving so much, even if that's walking to the office or to meetings, to now being slumped in a position. So you need to adapt to this situation as well, financially and physically.
Wow. I loved the analogy that actually gave of the body. Like when you push the weights, your first days is gonna be very painful. But guess what? If you keep on doing it, your body is gonna get used to it and adapt to the new normal. So
Yeah.
same in business, same on your spirituality, same in each and every way. You just need to push yourself a bit harder and then work, continue consistently on that level. And then your body is gonna adapt, and your business also gonna adapt on that one as well. And then after you do that, you do it again, you upskill again, you do that, you upskill. Same as the car as well, right? The manual car, you don't just start your car and put it on gear number 5. You have to put it on gear number 1, you move, you put it on 2, you move, you put it on 3, something that, oh wow, this is so amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
So tell me something. What are other advice that you can also give to other people, to other entrepreneurs, be it startup entrepreneurs, people that are trying to grow to grow their businesses global. So what are some of the advice that you can also give them? And yeah.
So first advice I'd like to touch on is something you mentioned there when you were lifting about the pain. So what happens is, which I forgot to mention, so thank you for kind of reminding me, you lift, it's a struggle, and then the next day after the first time you go to the gym, or you start lifting weights, the days after, it's very painful, right? It's pain comes, but then what comes after that is you recover, the result comes, and your body adapts. So this tattoo on my arm, I have a big tattoo, it goes all the way up here. It's very painful. Have you got any tattoos?
No.
No, so people get tattoos. Like I sat in a chair for multiple hours getting this tattoo. It's very painful. But I wouldn't like grab this pen and just stick this pen in my arm and deliver the same level of pain just to leave a scar. So my first advice would be is, whenever you go through a painful situation, focus on the pleasurable result that's going to come from it.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Because if you focus on the pain, you won't get through it.
Oh,
the whole
yes.
point why I'm bringing this topic is because being an entrepreneur and being a business owner, it's a painful road.
It is.
The easiest road is to get a job and be employed and work for somebody else and be paid a fraction of what you're worth, but it'd be consistent and you can leave at 5 o'clock and you can relax. Being an entrepreneur, you're always going to be facing challenges, adversities. You're always going to be under a lot of pain. You're going to lose money. You're going to gain a lot of money. You're going to lose friends. You're going to gain a lot of friends. You're going to have people who tell you, why are you wasting your time on this idea? You're wasting the time. You're stupid. You sacrifice, blah, blah, blah. It's painful. So my first advice would be, whenever you go through this painful time, keep focusing on the pleasurable results it's going to lead to. And then that will get you through it. My second advice is, your network or net worth is your network.
Yes.
So put yourself around people who are like-minded, who can help you grow, because anyone who's been through what you've been through can relate. And this is what makes me so good at my job, is because being a coach, usually I've been through everything my clients been through. I pushed them. I pushed myself just as hard. I put on nutrition plans. I've died just as hard. I was insecure and embarrassed about the way I looked. I was a fat, chubby kid. I was a skinny person. I was a muscular person. So I've been there, I've done it, so I can relate. So put yourself around like-minded people. Put yourself with people who are vibrant in the same energy. But first of all, another bit of advice, which is, this one is very deep, and this goes for anyone listening, whether you're an entrepreneur or what have you. Now, we always told to, if we're around bad energy, we absorb it, so we become a product of our environment. And a little terminology, I'll give you an example. If we cut the carrot in half, and we had 2 jugs of water, and we put each carrot into a jug of water, and one had sugar and one had salt, 6 months later, this carrot will turn to jam, and this carrot will turn to a pickle. So this is the same product into a different environment, and it becomes a product. So that being said, we are told that if somebody is negative to us, that we should cut the cold. We shouldn't be around them. If somebody is saying us, we're not good enough, we're never going to make it, we're never going to be what we're going to be, we shouldn't be around that person, right? We all know that because we become part of the environment. And as an entrepreneur, when we go to these events, we learn off our coaches will always tell us, if somebody is trying to pull you back, cut the code, cut the code. So my advice, don't be that person to yourself, right? Don't tell yourself these thoughts. It's not going to work. I'm not going to make it. what are you doing wasting time? Because you wouldn't be around with that person. So
Yeah.
become your best friend,
Oh
become
yes.
your best employee and your best boss. Build that like really good relationship, and that's going to come from affirmations. That's going to come from like I've got it on my wall. This one behind me here. You know, it always
Yes.
seems impossible until it's done. I've
Yes.
got a picture here of the Welsh flag, and that's what I came from. So I'm always
Mm.
reminded of my roots. I'm always grounded. I got my trophies up here, so when I walk into the office, I think I can achieve it. I can do it. I got a board there where I write on it. Wrote something this morning. Don't stop moving. No excuse.
Oh
So these
wow.
things we need to constantly fill our mind with because we need to be our own best friend. We need that that you go, come on, buddy,
That
don't give up,
push.
keep going.
Yes.
Not,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Why are you doing this again? So, as an entrepreneur, anyone who's listening, yourself, myself, because I listen to a lot of my words, give yourself more credit, give yourself more encouragement. Don't give
Yeah.
yourself a slack, don't let yourself slack off at the same time. If you're sleeping in on your job, get out of bed, but give credit when it's due.
Mm.
Some wise man once told me, whenever you're walking through the garden, always smell the roses. So there comes a time when you have to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So
Yeah.
risk to reward. You put all the risk in, you take advantage, you sacrifice, but then reward yourself.
Oh wow! The other important lesson as well that I'm also learning now, and you know, it's just coming now as well. Even on fitness as well, even in business, once you set yourself a target, saying, "I'm going to do 50 push-ups a day," I'm gonna do whatsoever a day, and if you reach it, celebrate. Regardless of somebody is
Mm.
doing 5,000 push-ups a day, you just did 20 push-ups a day. Celebrate it so that it will motivate you to the next level. And then you do it again to tomorrow. To do tomorrow, you do 21. Celebrate tomorrow. To the other day, you do 25. So celebrate again, because it's actually going to help you also on keeping the momentum and also motivating you to keep moving forward. Thank you so much for actually sharing. This has been the most 39 hours, 39 minutes of my day. So where can people be in your program, or where can they get the link to be in your program? If people want to do a one-on-one with you or whatsoever, where can people find you?
So my company is christianwilliamspt.com. You should hopefully be able to see this ball, and you should hopefully be seeing this ball in most places. It's our branded logo. We pushing it out, and again we try to create brand awareness. So you can find me pretty much on any platform. My website is www.christianwilliamspt.com. My Instagram is christianwilliamspt. My YouTube channel is Christian Williams PT. My Facebook is Christian Williams PT. So, and
Everywhere.
my email is coach@christianwilliams.com.
Okay.
So anybody who wants any advice, any guidance, wants to connect, just reach out to me. And what I always say is, anyone who's listening, nobody ever regrets the things they do. They regret the things they don't do. We can literally have what we want, but we have to take action. So if you feel like you're looking for somebody who can help you, and you feel like I'm this person, you this person, whoever's this person, just reach out to that person, because you never know where it's going to go to.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah, and also after all, nobody have done it alone. Yeah, yeah, nobody have done it alone. So you still gonna need others. So thank you so much, guys, for also
Thank
watching.
you.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much, guys,
No problem.
for watching. Please connect with Chris. I'm also gonna put all of the links below there in the description. I'm gonna put them down there. Please connect with him and learn so much. You are on mute. Okay.
Yes, yes. Somebody's ringing the door, so I was like choking on there now.
Okay. Not
But
a problem.
thank you for your time, and I'll connect with you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, each and everybody, for having